Welcome to the Jericho Force podcast, where we learn how to integrate faith into the work that we do. Don't conform to the world's way of doing business. Transform by doing business God's way. Here's our host, my husband, author, speaker, teacher, encourager, and stewardship coach, Jason Davis.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jason Davis, aka Mr. Fortify, and welcome to the Jericho Force podcast, where we talk about how we integrate faith into the work that we do and how we live out our faith in the marketplace. I got to tell you, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this episode coming up, we have got a power-packed guest. God moves in her life, and she has done so much across the business world and the faith community. But before I bring her on, let me introduce her to you. Kelly Baader. Kelly is the founder of SheInherited LLC, a kingdom-advancing leadership development company that empowers you, the Christ-centered entrepreneurs, to grow and scale your business elegantly with identity-aligned positioning, compassion-driven marketing, and confidence-fueled selling. Her expertise lies in mastering growth mindset, profit styles, and brand stories, empowering sales conversation, servant leadership, and value proposition. Kelly's approach to individual identity-aligned success has made her a sought-after speaker on renowned stages like Tedx Basel, Youpreneur Summit, Agency Transformation, and C Maxwell certification event. She also hosts a top-ranked podcast, the Christian CEO podcast, since 2016. Kelly is a certified business and leadership coach by ICF, C Maxwell team, and kingdom-driven entrepreneurs. She has coached and mentored entrepreneurs and organization leaders on 4 continents since 2008. She's been featured in the industry-leading publication and podcasts like the Huffington Post, Youpreneur FM, Eternal Leadership, Stewarding Influence, Kingdom-Driven Entrepreneurs, and many more. Kelly's book, A Little Girl Called Grace, was an Amazon bestseller back in 2012. Kelly is happily married, has 2 lovely adult children, and after traveling the globe, she and her family have now settled in Switzerland. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jericho Force podcast, Kelly Baader.
Thank you for having me. I mean, that is a long bio. I think, sometimes it's always interesting to hear other people introduce you and then figure, oh, actually, I have done something.
And you have, Kelly, and there's a lot there in the bio, and we're going to get into it. Kelly, somebody that has accomplished as much as you have, we know that where you are today wasn't always where you were. So just give us a timeline of some of that with your professional experience.
Professional experience. Do you mean my career or how I grew up?
Yeah, the professional ranks, there's where you're at now, but we know that there were different moves that you made along the way, different steps of faith on the business side. We'll come back to the personal testimony, but just between the coaching certifications, what's the timeline of where your business is now?
Okay, so I think my background, I always say my formal life, basically formal corporate life. I was an executive as a sales and marketing director in hospitality industry, especially in luxury hospitality industry. And in about 2008 or so, we started this company, when we live in USA. Actually, we live in USA over 10 years. So America is our second home. I think in last 2 years when pandemic happened, COVID, and people look at my business and say, wow, how smart are you? You already started your location independent business since 2008. Well, I hope that was true, but actually it's not because I was smart. It's just purely because of God had, move us around, relocate our family around literally 3 continents plus Jamaica. So we really just, try to find a way after I got married with my Swiss husband, and we did not want other people raise our kids. So we thought, okay, one parent need to stay home. And that's where we decided me. And after staying home a little while, I really feel very bored. So I need to start a business, but then I was asking God, say, how do I have a business while you be relocating us around? And that's how we started the virtual coaching consulting business. No matter where we are, I think the tools I use all the way from all day like Skype, and then to like WebEx, and to nowadays Zoom. So the timeline was, from the beginning, I was just, I got myself certified as a coach because I figure I have a heart for people. And from there, after 400 hours, real time coaching, and got certified with ICF. And from there, I started a business. And later on, when my mentor, C Maxwell, started his own, the C Maxwell team. Mm-hmm. My goodness, that's like 10 plus years ago. So I was his first batch. And so, when we got started, only a couple hundred people. I remember we went to his home to celebrate his birthday. That was a total blast. So really from there, I wasn't got started just say, hey, I only serve Christian entrepreneurs. But it's still in between, God intervened. I call it kitchen story. There's a link in my website. God literally showed up on my birthday, and then, gave me the mentor of feed his sheep in the marketplace. So, then we really started focus on just serve the kingdom leaders and Christian entrepreneurs. So that is this season, my calling. And I'm now in the age of 50, soon 55. And we are really full steam in focus on that. Because I think entrepreneurship, it's probably one of the most rewarding and challenging personal development journeys, and really that we cannot do alone. And, through my journey, there are a lot of helping hands. And yes, there are also a lot of naysayers during the process. But now we are very blessed in the position where we are now to help more people.
Wow. That is powerful, Kelly. The legacy, not only that you're building, but that you're leaving to the next generation, not only with your family, and we'll come to that with your daughter in a little bit, but just the legacy that you're building and having a heart for people. You said something earlier, working in the hospitality side. What did you learn from that experience, and how does that influence what you do now?
I think a lot of areas. For example, I think if you work long enough in hospitality industry, we always say that industry is either you love it or you hate it, because you are, I don't want to say 24/7, not like hospital, but pretty much it's 365 days. Holidays is your busiest season, especially in the luxury level. You really have to drill down to the details in order to serve your clients well. So that experience helped me to really learn to know people and how to exceeding. We actually have a slogan then called "Delight Your Clients" or "Delight Your Guests." And will go, extra miles to just create a special memory for them while they are staying in our properties or they have the events in the hotels. That is one. The other thing is you also learn a lot of, I call it SOP, right? Standard or procedures. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times I see a lot of Christians, entrepreneurs now, well, Christian or not, it doesn't matter, especially if they just got started or they got started for a while and now they want to grow their business, but they need structure. And so I remember there was a task, the first time I learned about SOP. It's one day, I remember one of the department head and brought us, we have 10 young leaders, and he brought us all the way back to the kitchen. And he said, today I want to show you how to make a cup of coffee. And we kind of look at each other, we are at least a BA degree, right? And we saw how hard it is to make a cup of coffee, especially we have a very fancy coffee machine in front of us. And he said, now watch out how I do. So he opened the cabinet, he took out the cup, took out the spoon and saucer and sugar, everything, and placed in the 45-degree angle and all that, those kind of jazz. And push the button, get a coffee. So from beginning to the end, right? So we 10 people, we watch how exactly he did. He said, now you guys do it. And then we come out 10 different versions, right? Either it's the coffee, the spoon is not in the right place, or the sugar is not in the right place, or the coffee cup, the angle is not in the right place. He said, if we want to call ourselves is the top hotels in the world, then I don't care if the first guest come to us or the 5,000th guest come to us. They need to have the exactly same cup of coffee. And I will always remember that. That's how important about excellence. If you want to go to the level of excellence, you need to be able and you need to be willing to do the things probably is a mundane task, but come to the point that is you do it so good. And so then not only yourself can do it well, but your team members can serve it well, can serve your clients well, your audience well. And that is always the spirit that we are striving here in our company, that we want to people make them feel no matter it's, it's not the clients yet, maybe it's a podcast guest or like you invite me to come your podcast. We hope the process is all standardized, is smoothed out, and can make the other side also, hopefully smooth out their process too, to use a minimum, the minimum time and efforts, but have a great result. So that's what I have learned, two top things from my corporate career.
Wow, Kelly, that's powerful. You talk about excellence, and so many business owners out there, it's so much about trying to get the sale or doing other things, and excellence at times can fall by the wayside. So that was a big thing that stood out to me when you talked about how in the story and setting up everything with the coffee. Hey, no matter how many times we do this, it needs to look the exact same for each customer, and that's big for customer experience and how a business makes people feel. So thank you for sharing that, Kelly.
Yeah, that's one of the things I feel in the online field, especially the coaching consulting side of the business. We see that 90% of the programs or the messaging out there is about how to get a sale. But we found it very rarely he talk about how about post-sales service. And kingdom principle is all about people, you know, and it's from the beginning that they in contact with you can be just one of your posts in the LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, and all the way to after you onboard them as your clients, right? The whole process, it's an experience. And that should be, you know, taking greater consideration to it, not just to get a sale and then kind of after they got a sale, but what is the experience that you are bringing them?
That's good right there, Kelly. That brings me to the current work that you do. Kelly, talk to me about, because, you know, so much out there, people are trying to gain success in what they do, and people define success differently. But you have the 4D breakthrough for the marketplace, and you talk about what success in business and life look like. So tell us about that, and maybe how kingdom business owners can change their perspective on what that looks like.
Sure. I think if you guys want to read the details, you can go to the YouVersion Bible app, and then you can go there, just just put the search bar, my name, and that's a 4-day devotional plan just for entrepreneurs. So just, you know, you can read the whole thing, and I hope that will bless you. I think even that 4D is when there was 1 year I had during the Christmas vacation, and I went to our family chalet in the Swiss Alps here. And normally I try to do as much as I can on January 1st. I always bring my Bible, and then I go to a place. There's a specific tea house there, and I'll spend time with the Lord and listen to what he want to say about the year. And that specific year, I think was about 2012 or 14 there. And he talked about this 4D. And I think just for the time being, I want to just kind of talk about 2D out of 4 in this time we have here. One is desire, and one is delight. Okay. I think in the Bible say, delight yourself in the Lord and all your desire will be fulfilled. And that is where God really drilled down to me, say, go home to teach my kids about this. A lot of time, we Christians, we shy away to talk about what we want. You know, we kind of say, oh, that's too worldly, or that's not holy enough, and stuff like that. So let me just give you a real life example. So personally, I love handbags, okay? And I have many of them. So in my younger age, when I just got married, you know, now I've been married over 24 years now. And so in the early age of marriage, every time we pass by a store and if a handbag display, I always will stop, and I would even just look at it from outside. And then my husband always say, oh, you already have handbags at home, right? Then I will just oh, yeah, sure. You know, I just kind of did not even dare to go in the store and say, well, since he said that. But inside my heart, actually, I wasn't happy, right? And as I age, and that's a part of the benefit of aging, okay, guys? So aging, has benefits. I learned that if I don't let him, or let's say the people around me, know exactly what I want, right? Meaning we are responsible for our own happiness. Nobody can make you happy. You cannot rely on your spouse, your best friend, your parents, whoever. to make you happy, right? That's your own job, right? And I learned that, because then during like my Christmas time or my birthday, inside of my heart, actually, I really want him to buy me a handbag. But because I shy away to say that, so I always got the gifts I did not like, right? But then I have to be politely still smile, say, thank you very much, honey, right? So this really doesn't help at all in the relationship, whether it's within the marriage or not. Okay, so I remember that was a year, and we are in our mountain house, and my mother-in-law and I, we were just kind of shopping around in the area, and I saw a bag. I really like it. And then mother-in-law I was looking at that bag. The mother-in-law right away said, oh, you like the bag? I said, yeah, I think it's quite practical. This one is for kind of combination for backpack, for mountain and whatever. My mother-in-law say, let me buy for you as your gift. And I that second, I want to say, oh, no, Mom, it's okay, But then Holy Spirit right away rebuked me and said, what are you doing? You like the bag, right? I said, yes. Said, the mother-in-law want to bless you for the bag, right? I said, yes. She is well capable, have a mean to bless your bag, right? I said, yes. Why you say no?
Wow.
And then Holy Spirit also went on to say, that is precisely the problem of many of my children.
Wow.
We are not, when we don't dare to say exactly what we want, as if that God did not know. I mean, God knows everything. He knows even our hair, right? how much hair we have. While the world, the non-believer, they boldly go after what they are set their goal to pursue. And then they get it. And then now we question, point finger, oh, you see those people, and they are so greedy, while actually in your heart, you just feel envy. You just envy them. You just feel jealous about it.
My gosh.
I'm not saying now, don't take out the context of this thing, okay? I'm not asking you to go after all the material stuff that which you cannot afford. That's not what I'm saying here. I think you guys are smart enough to take a difference. I'm saying that if your father know everything already, when you want something, no matter is what, you have to have a courage to say what you want. And if you have a true relationship with your father, people say, oh, now how do I know it's my own desire or God's desire or what? That's where you need to have, this is based on you have a great relationship with your father. So even the thing you want maybe is a wrong thing to have. But because you have a relationship with God, God will tell you, right? But what I'm saying is the context of people say, oh, I don't dare to charge you this price. I don't dare to, because that's too much. I feel guilty about it and stuff like that. While they cannot even fulfill the duty of to bring the food on the table, to basically their basic life, needs, right? Mm-hmm. So that is delight. If you truly delight yourself in the Lord, right, then desire is not a problem. Have that say. People say, when I ask question, Chris say, yes, I wanna go high. I wanna be a leader. I wanna create a great impact, right? I say, are you really ready? You say, yes, I'm ready. I say, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure revenue, whatever. That's not a problem at all. The real question is, are you ready to take the responsibility that come with?
Wow.
When you just got started, if you are a freelancer or you just, one-man show, you only have to take care of yourself. When you start to go to want to build toward the full-time income, 6-figure, 6-figure is not much because after the tax money, it's not much left. And it depends on how you run your business, right? Mm-hmm. We teach our clients to at least have 50 to 80% of the profit left. Depends on how you run yours, right? So, but the real thing is when you are there, you start to hire people. You are not just a solopreneur anymore, right? You start to need to take a responsibility for others. You also need to lead others. When you become a 7-figure, now you have a team. So how those people's family rely on you to feed. Are you ready to take that responsibility? So it's not a problem, your desire, your dream. The bigger your dream, you have to understand, I always say the bigger the dream you have, your niche, you sinking to the carpet or to the floor, whatever flooring you have, deeper. That's how you can have a solid ground to climb up. The higher you go up, if you think you are facing some problem, imposter syndrome, whatever problem you are, guess what? Each level is still the same. It's just a different level.
Got it. My goodness. Ooh, Kelly, I got chills now. But I love a big thing where having the courage to say what you want, and it comes back to relationship. Like you said, if you're communing with the Lord, he'll let you know, is this something to go after or run after or not? He'll let you know that. That's why relationship is so important. And so having the courage, and then does the courage meet the responsibility, the stewardship, right? So stewarding, going from 5 to figures to 6 and 6 to 7, going from maybe 2 or 3 employees to an entire team and having global influence. So I love that, Kelly. That was big. And listeners, as you're hearing to Kelly unpack that, courage meeting responsibility, a lot of us need to go back and sit with that. My goodness, Kelly, continue. So you talked about the desire. What was there one last thread there or anything else you want to add?
No, I think it just, the other thing obviously discipline. Mm-hmm. And that's where I say is linked to your responsibility, right?
Yeah.
How you want to go from where you are now to where you want to be. Understand that, it's not like we set our goal, say, okay, I want to go 6-figure or 7-figure now. Well, what kind of person you need to become. So then you will be able to achieve and retain that goal. Yeah. It's no use to, I'm sure, let's just say this way. I'm sure we always have those moments of, you know exactly what you should be doing today, but you cannot pull yourself to do it. Right? That doesn't have to be business. Can be, let's say you have a goal, simple goal, say, I want to get exercise more because I want to lose some weight. And you know exactly today is the day that you need to do certain workouts that you told yourself you need to do, or you sign up the gym, you need to go, but you just cannot pull yourself to do it. So you see, our goal, why a lot of people fail the New Year resolution, because our goal is not yet aligned with the inner identity yet. if you say, I want to become the 6-figure or 7-figure earner, okay, then you should reverse engineering back. Say, if now I am a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure earner, what will I do? If I want to become fit, whatever in your definition that mean, okay, so today when I eat my first bowl of chips, I might want to think, will I do that? If I have a 6-pack, will I do that? Yes or no? Is identity aligned? So if you don't deal in with you first, it's very difficult for you to achieve any goal. Mm-hmm. Because the deeper self-awareness you are willing to accept, the faster you will grow.
So good. Self-awareness, so key, Kelly. And this has been a very introspective conversation. And you can, folks, if you're listening, you can hear the coaching vibes coming through from Kelly. If you've ever sat in a coaching session, these are the types of questions and concepts that get brought up. A lot of work on you as the individual and a lot on mindset, Kelly. My goodness, so much on mindset. Well, Kelly, as we transition here with a little bit of time left, I know you have many of these, but tell us about one of the biggest turning points for you in your faith. A mentor of mine calls these inflection points or punctuation points. And I know you've seen a lot just with your walk with the Lord and continuing to grow and mature daily. But what's one of those turning points in your faith that really sticks out?
It's really too many. I don't know which one to pick. Seriously. Obviously, the book A Little Girl Called Grace inside have a lot of stories until the point when we still live in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. I really don't know which one to pick. Can you maybe, which area you would like me to illustrate? So maybe then I can pick one of it. I think that's easier because there's so many.
Yeah, I got you. I would say, thinking about everything that's occurred. So if this is in the book, then great. If it's just something more recent, but a lot of people have been through a lot in the last 2 years with the pandemic. So maybe something a little bit more recent that sticks out to you in the last couple of years that caused you to really shift and grow.
Okay, let me just talk about the concept of ROO. Mm-hmm. In the business, we know ROI, return of investment. And what's ROO? But for Christian entrepreneur kingdom leaders, the more important is ROO, is a return of obedience. And because return of obedience, I'm sure that you guys probably have experience of sometimes God asks you to do something. It may not directly related to the things that you are praying for. Let's say a specific breakthrough you are praying for. But because you obey the voice, you say yes and do it in whatever area God says so. And then you also bring breakthrough for what originally you desire for. So right away came to mind is I think about 7-8 years ago when we just moved back to Switzerland. And then God told me, say, Kelly, you are not strong enough. I need you to start to, strengthen your physical body. Mm-hmm. I wasn't fat. I wasn't sick, but deep down in my heart, at the age of 47, I knew that I'm not just like what God said. I'm not strong enough. And God just simply told me, I need you to work on your physical strength and, increase the energy level, everything. And so I was like, okay, so now here is a self-awareness part come to play. We are very blessed. We live in a place that actually 2 train stations close to the main city Zurich, but we are 5 minutes walk to a forest. So a lot of and Swiss people, they love jogging. So I'm not. Maybe because I'm not Swiss, they love jogging. So when I told this to my family members, my 2 grown-up children and my husband, they say, "Oh, Mom, it's very easy. Just go jogging every day, And here's the thing, people, I came from Taiwan. I came from a metropolitan city of 7, 8 million people. Okay, I'm a city girl by root. So all the bugs and me, we are not friends. Okay. So therefore, I knew myself that, okay, so that means in the spring, summertime, there are a lot of bugs in the forest. So I won't do it. And then in the wintertime, it's too cold to do it. So that means I won't be consistent. And that means I need to come to climate control environment. So what's left? Gym, indoor gym, right? I never signed up a gym in my whole life until then. After research, I signed myself up to a gym. I took a paper home. My family were laughing at me. They said, "Yeah, Mom, see how long will last you, That wasn't a January thing or not. It's in the middle, like July-ish. And 1 year passed by. I lost 7% fat and gained a whole lot more muscle. I went 3 times a week. Now, nearly 8 years later, still the same. But here's the thing. After that first year, I did it. And God one day dropped me, say, the speaking stage is about to open a whole lot more for you. And that's where the following year I got on Tedx. I got on, 2 or 3 very prestigious speaking stage in England. And I figure when I off the stage, people like to take pictures with speakers and ask questions. But one most common question, which totally not related to the business topic I was speaking on the stage for. They always ask me, say, "Hey, Katie, this is nothing to do with what you just said, but just curious that how come you look so fit for your age?"
Wow.
And because those stages it's a secular, environment, you cannot really preach all that. But because they asked me off the stage about those questions, it opened the door to let them know my fitness journey and how God, and about God's love. So you see, it's ROO, right? I did not know by saying yes to the Lord to get myself fit will get a whole lot of business plus the prestigious stages for speaking. That's why return of obedience is much greater than return of investment.
That is good, Kelly. I'm going to write that one down personally. ROO, return on obedience. My God. Well, Kelly, we are halfway through the year in 2022. What are you excited about that God is doing in your business the second half of 2022?
I'm really excited about that. It's through that one of the speaking stage that God dropped me download about Power of One framework. And that's the framework that we using for our clients, help them to grow and scale their business. And I'm really excited about it. Now we are moving to scale up in that framework. Before it was more one-on-one touch, high-end client touch. And now we are about to we already have a group, but in this year, we are really pushing the free and very valuable content in my YouTube channel. And we looking forward to empowering a whole lot more Christian entrepreneurs and kingdom leaders in their business. And if you enjoy our conversation today, then I think you probably will enjoy the Power One framework. If you are in the place of you are maybe just got started, or you got started, but you feel like your message is kind of not clear enough. What I meant is like you try a lot of things, but then you feel like it seems that your audience is not getting how much value is your program. And that's the number one problem I see. It's not a problem of whether the value of your offer, but it's a problem of how you can articulate that. So then your ideal clients out there can understand, so you can be seen and found. Otherwise, if you don't deal with that, you can be just continually circle around the bottom of the mountain. You will never get to the summit. So that is what we're really excited about. So if you guys, if you like, just go to my YouTube channel, and then hopefully you'll enjoy the content there.
Thank you so much, Kelly. You got me excited about that. And that was a perfect segue, because I was just about to ask as we get ready to close here. Kelly, you have dropped so much wisdom and insight for Christian business owners here on this podcast. How can everybody stay in touch with you, connect with you and your business and contact information? Where can they find you?
My main website, KellyBaader.com. So it's very simple. Last name is Baader. And everywhere social media is also Kelly Baader. We are quite active in LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube channel is where we drop a lot of valuable lessons and so on. If you guys want that free masterclass, which we talk about the 4 cornerstones for your business, then you can go to powerofoneframework.com/masterclass. So I think, I'm sure Jason will put the link in the show notes somewhere. And that's a free masterclass. And people say, even just watch a masterclass, it creates a lot of epiphany moments, and say, okay, they know where they miss, regardless you move forward to work with us or not. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that.
Love it. And folks, just as Kelly alluded to, we will have links. She has given a lot of resources. And so on jerichoforce.com, we'll have all of that listed out in the show notes. Well, Kelly, I will tell you what, I have been blessed by this conversation. You have gotten me fired up, and I'm ready to rock and roll. And I just wanted to say a sincere thank you to you for taking time out to hang with us here on the Jericho Force podcast.
You're so welcome, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely, so much fun. Well, folks, you know how we leave things here on the show. Don't conform to the world's way of doing business. Transform by doing business God's way. We'll see you next time on the Jericho Force podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Jericho Force podcast. You can catch us live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time and on demand. Check out jerichoforce.com/podcast for more details. To learn how to live out your faith in the marketplace, grab a copy of Jason Davis's book, Fortify, Being Rooted in God's Plan for Work and Business, available on Amazon.
You're listening to Youpreneur Summit Worldwide Podcast.